Hi, welcome back to the Sapphire Death Tarot. So, I'm feeling something. Not quite sure what it is. The Wheel of Fortune is talking about everything goes up, everything goes down, everything goes up, everything goes down. We have this little snake of wisdom here. He's going down as this protective dog creature comes up the wheel. And then we see the Sphinx representing the riddles of the universe, the riddles that always crop up in life, because the wheel is always turning. We're always going through these things. We're always going about our way, hopefully protected, doing our thing, our structures, everything. Then we get hit with something that we don't quite understand. Through that misunderstanding, or through that search for understanding, comes wisdom. And then you float back down the wheel. So this is really saying that at this moment, the wheel is kind of in your favor. There's a lot you can do with it. So right here we have the Six of Wands. It seems like right now, this Wheel of Fortune might be moving in your favor, but it's a very superficial type of in your favor. You have this guy coming back. He's celebrating. He's excited about his victory, minor or not. He wants to celebrate, and it's always good to celebrate the minor victories for sure, but never lose sight of the bigger picture, because with that came the clarification of some sort of a decision or path that you're being led down. And I'm not sure yet if this is external or internal. It feels like it has to do with both, to be honest. Leaving us with a real decision on whether or not the thing that you're being praised for now is actually what you want. What lights your fire. Oh, the wands are very much fire energy. They are your passions, that spark of life, the things that you desire. So this superficial happiness might not be bringing you happiness more than like 10 minutes after that. The social media effect, where like the dopamine receptors and serotonin spikes whenever you get a bunch of likes on a post or something like that. What you want seems to be something more than that. And this woman right here, let me get into her story a little bit. So we have the Two of Swords. It's, I've said this before, a very intuitive card for the Suit of Swords, which is talking about intellect and clear-headedness, basically. A head not in the clouds or in the water, or any type of emotional stuff like that. This card, she's blindfolded. She can't see you. Her swords are crossed, and she's basically allowing you entree to pass. It's not like she's blocking your way or anything. She, like I said, she has her swords up. She's in a very passive, non-defensive pose. So if you would like to go further with your real passion, it seems like all you have to do is put in that step to actually begin. So the King of Swords is kind of like the master of his own thoughts. or at least that's how he's usually seen. He can also be very brash, very just, I'm not going to take your bullshit. If I think you're giving that to me, then I will slice you down. He's very protective of his realm. I love pointing out these little symbols within the cards. This little butterfly is typically a denotation of metamorphosis. The caterpillar goes into its little cocoon and it rests and it thinks and it grows and it becomes the butterfly. It transforms. This transformative energy, the king didn't get there at a snap. He got there because he went through all of the different trials and errors and everything to become the king that he is. And this is kind of what it seems like you're either going to be asked to embody soon or now, even, depending upon your situation. But it's really talking about seeing through the crap. There are also 2 other butterflies on this card that are like side by side. Whenever I see the mirroring in the deck, it brings me to the merging of the self, the different dualities, and how the king would absolutely have had to go through that merging process to be able to become the powerful leader that he is. And becoming that powerful leader, you end up in a place in your life where you can really say that you're happy, that you've found a passion, that you've either rekindled some sort of spark that you had for something that you were already doing, or maybe it's something completely new. Who knows? Well, you know. But this is the card of, it's kind of like a homecoming celebration. You have these 2 right here that are, holding bouquets and waving, and they're very personable. They're very welcoming. They want you there. They want you in their kingdom. And then you even have all these other people just chilling out, waiting for your party. You have all the decorations and everything. To be able to get into this happy, content state, it seems like you're going to have to learn how to make decisions more logically rather than, I want to say, gut punch decisions, rash decisions that are based on superficial validation or just anything surface level. And in doing so, that will bring you actual peace and happiness. It seems like you've been doing a lot of thinking with your, I hate calling it thinking with your heart, but it seems like you've been thinking a lot with your emotions, but misplaced emotions. Emotions that aren't really serving you. Instead of celebrating a victory that is like, oh my God, I achieved this. This is so amazing. It's going to take me so far in life. It seems like you're celebrating different parts of yourself rather than the parts of yourself that you know you should be focusing on. And the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Cups. And I'm going to take the Empress as well. I'm feeling both of these as part of the main theme. The Empress is birthing something. She's creating something. She's actively changing the the way that you're going to show up on the wheel. And this is really the energy you want to be in at the end. The Queen of Cups understands her emotions. She understands the emotions of others as well. She sits upon a throne that is surrounded by water. It's not still water, though. It is kind of ripply and bubbly, and she knows how to traverse those kind of nasty parts of self because she knows how to look inward into her master chalice, I'll call it. As she does so, she knows she's being protected by, I don't know if you can see these three little angel figures on there. She knows that she's not alone, and I think that's kind of sweet. And along with the Empress, the birthing, I'm very much feeling like this is something that is a long time coming. Maybe you've put it off for quite a long time. Maybe this decision is something that you've wanted to make for quite a long time. And it took 5, 10, 18 years later. But you're finally making the decision to do so. And I truly feel like you'll be all the more happy for doing so. Let's see. Okay. There might be something that is actually holding you back from making this decision. This card is the Venom. And in this card, we can see, obviously, mouth of a predator is open wide and ready to swallow you up whole. But we have the moon right there. The moon is very indicative of those very intuitive places. Dreams, intuition, psychism even. With all this yellow and green, it seems like that's your happiness. It lies right there. Your happiness, what's going to fill you with those butterflies in your stomach or make your heart race. They're those things that really light up your passions, your joys, what you love to do. Right now, you're in the center of a void. Your decision might be getting blocked by either an external or internal force. Negative self-talk could be an issue. Self-sabotaging. Anything like that. Externally, this could be someone who is very controlling and domineering. That could also be represented with the King of Swords, if this is an external thing that you're resonating with. I very much feel like you're stuck with this decision because of whatever this venom is in your life. Okay, hold on. Let me draw one more card. So the card we have coming out to clarify the Venom card is the Ring. Whatever this Venom card is, it's keeping you from reaching your full potential. If you notice the colors around the card right here, we're talking about all the colors of the rainbow, all of the chakras being activated. We have essentially I always look at this and see that as kind of like the universe in the middle. It's being blocked, though, by this ring. And while some of these, I believe, are actually diamonds, it's looking a lot to me like a snake. or a snake skin. Even a snake just kind of wrapped around in circles, which kind of brings me back to the venom card because, yeah, obviously snakes have venom occasionally, not all the time, but there's something that you're going to have to overcome with this, whether it's an external person, situation, or whether it's internally a lot of false beliefs or a lot of really negative beliefs that are keeping you stuck, keeping you trapped. You need to try to let them go. And I know that's a hard process. Sometimes if you externalize your issue, it becomes a lot easier to deal with. Occasionally, what I like to do whenever I'm doing shadow work and I'm finding something particularly difficult is to externalize it. Not in actual reality, but within my mind. For instance, my propensity to self-sabotage myself before I even get started with anything. I will take that concept of self-sabotage and I will make an entirely new person. In my head, of course. Like Sammy the self-sabotager. I'm sorry if her name is Sammy or anything close to it. But whenever you're able to take a problem outside of yourself, put it to the side, and then see it for what it is, it's a lot easier to be able to kind of make fun of it. And in so doing, it kind of helps to get over it. If you can laugh at something that you know is a deep-seated problem, you are doing better than about 99% of people. A lot of people don't even like to look inside at the nasty bits. So if you're willing to go through the work and seep through all the gunk and nastiness of the Venom card, then you can really begin to see that happiness grow. You can learn to go through these colors, to be able to activate them all, to be able to see more, to be able to understand more. And it doesn't matter what part of your journey you're on for this to happen. I mean, you might not be someone who's seeking enlightenment, but rather how to get out of a crap situation or something. How to embody the types of energies that you need to. How to get over the really awful crap. The stuff that really requires you to rewrite your brain. As weird as it sounds, it's kind of like reprogramming your own source code. It takes a while for it to kick in, but when you do that, you are able to actually see that, hey, life's really not that bad. I was looking at things with a half glass empty or glass half empty, sorry, mentality. Now I'm looking at things with a glass half full mentality. Sorry to think about that for a second. And things are actually happening for you now. You're actually beginning to find that happiness that you wanted all along. Maybe you're able to finally make the decision that you need to make. I hope this helps someone. And if you would be so kind as to boop that like button and maybe give a girl a subscribe, I'd very much appreciate that. Bye.